cameras are all running. Start whenever you'd like.
Take 4.
Last night I dreamt of a wedding. You looked as lovely as can be. I dreamt that you wed another, and I wished that the man could be me. But the snow keeps on snowing, and the winds they keep blowing, and I still don't know where you could be. I thought since I was a young man I would grow up and live life alone. Well, it seems my fears have been realized since I woke up the day you were gone. Well, the snow keeps on snowing, and the winds they keep blowing, and I still don't know where you could be. I truly hope you are happy with him, your life through and through. Well, you may see me shed a few teardrops. That's because I'm so happy for you. Well, the snow keeps on snowing, and the winds they keep blowing, and I still don't know where you could be.
Hey, it's Tony Armagost. I'm back again at Great River Arts and Great River Television for another Cellar session, and I'm here today with Wyatt Munson. He came from the St. Michael, Albertville area for our session today. It's probably the furthest anyone has had to travel to come to a Cellar session. How's it going, Wyatt?
Yeah, it's going pretty well, and I don't much mind the drive. Usually, when I go out to play gigs, I'm always hours away, so I'm getting used to driving all over the place for that.
Well, that's cool. So let's see. Are you still a high school student?
Yep, I'm in my senior year. Just started this past Tuesday.
Nice. So your gigs are primarily on the weekends, I would assume, then.
Yep. There's been a few times when I've went out on a like a Thursday or like right after school, or I'd leave a bit early. I usually have to drive out to Wahpeton, North Dakota, which is just in the border, but it's about 3 hours.
So do you get paid for any of these gigs?
Usually. I never expect to get paid, where I'm playing at their family, so I'm never going to insist on payment. So, and I'm just happy to be able to play at all. So
awesome. So when did you start playing?
So my grandpa got me into playing guitar about 3 years ago. About 3. He gave me a guitar on, I think it was the day before Christmas or the day after. He just said, "Oh, well, you can, learn how to play this," and he thought it was something we could either do together whenever I came up into town, or something he'd always had a life full of music that he wanted to pass on to the rest of the family. I started getting lessons fairly soon after that, but I had never really gotten into it until I started playing bass. And then
So was bass your first instrument then?
Bass was a sort of a second. I started about, I think it was exactly a year after I had gotten, actually no, not exactly a year, just over a year after I started playing guitar. It was like February 14th. I think I still have it marked on a piece of paper hanging up on a bulletin board somewhere.
have known I'd be left to stand alone. But I hope you're happy being you. Well, of course I'll miss you so. I don't want to let you go. But I'll be happy, and I know you will too. Goodbye, and goodbye. I think that it's my turn to say goodbye. When all the lights are gone and no one stands by you, I hope the bond we had gives hope to you. Just know that I still care and always will be there, even when the darkness follows you. Goodbye, and goodbye. I think that it's my turn to say goodbye. Well, now we must part ways, though my heart still remains filled with the memories we both share. Well, now that you've moved on, well, I must move on too. I just hope you're happy being you.
Cool. So did you play any instruments in school? Have you been playing band instruments like trumpet or any of those types of things?
No, I never really played much with the school at all, but I'd played in a few different bands outside of that, but no, I never really did a whole lot with the school. So, although if they ever ask me to, I can play a pretty mean kazoo.
Nice. Well, so what kind of music do you actually play, and are you playing all originals, and what are your influences basically? It's a standard question, but it's always interesting to hear what somebody's influences are.
So my influences, when I started playing, I was kind of all over the place with, I wanted to play like techno music and indie music. Well, then I slowly started listening to more Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash. Over the past, I think, year, I've gotten really into Jim Reeves because I found out a coworker of mine was also a huge fan of him, or of Jim Reeves. So he gave me 3 of his CDs that I always keep in my car now.
Wyatt's grandpa actually is a guy that I know, and he's a rock and roller. He's an all-time rock and roller, and he actually likes to make a few jokes about country music, so I'm just kind of wondering what he thinks of all this.
He was not a fan of the country music. Every time that I'll play somewhere and he'll be there, he'll always make jokes before I start playing anything about.
On the devil's pride, that's the way you go to sell your soul. You wanna walk out alive from the devil's pride. Now I'm the type of man who's gonna work off the land. Well, last night my woman ran off with another man. Now I'm walking to the devil. Now I'm walking to the devil. Now I'm walking inside of the devil's pride. On the devil's pride. That's the way you go to sell your soul. You wanna walk out alive from the devil's pride. Well, I walked through the valley to a white oak tree. I saw that crazy devil just staring at me. He said, I'll make you a deal, boy. He said, I'll make you a deal fine. I'll give you that woman's love, but your soul is mine. Well, I found my gal and I took his deal. But when she said she loved me, I noticed I couldn't feel. He said, my soul is the devil's. My soul belongs to the devil. Well, I may be alive, but I'm dead inside on the devil's pride. That's the way you go to sell your soul. You wanna walk out alive from the devil's pride.
So Wyatt, part of the Cellar Sessions program that we do here is that we feature all original songs, you know, original artists doing original songs. So when did you start writing songs, and what's your method for writing songs? You just kind of sit on the couch, or how does it come about? Lyrics first, music later, or vice versa? How does that work for you?
So when it comes to me writing music, you know, I try and I'll sit down and I'll try and play something, and if I find a tune that I like, you know, I'll try and write around that. But for the most part, I'll come up with lyrics or some sort of tune before I ever even like sit down to play anything. You know, I'll be driving down the road and I'm like, oh, I kind of got an idea for this little city, and so I'll go home and I'll try and write that. But sometimes I'll start off with a concept for a song idea before I start writing the song itself, or before I come up with the tune. And you know, I'll try and write a whole lot. I'll try and write like a paragraph, or you know, whatever I can about the general concept of the song, and then I'll try and boil that down to the main points, and then I'll try and write a song around that. But I had started writing music. Well, once I started playing music, I was trying to write music. I mean, most of it didn't work out too well because I had just started, but you know, I had started playing 3 years ago, and I had played with a few bands, wrote a couple songs that I played with them, and you know, with a lot of practice and patience, I personally think I've gotten a bit better.
You're a solo acoustic act at this point, but do you have any plans on bringing this music to a band and widening it up, adding some electric guitar, for instance, drums, anything like that? Do you plan on bringing this any further as far as with the band or not?
Well, when it comes to playing in bands, you know, I've been in a few different bands with a lot of different people, and I love to play music with as many people as I possibly can. But the thing is, with a lot of the music that I write, I always feel like I need to be in control, and you know, that's something you just can't have when you're playing with other people.
Little city for oh so long, called you a prison, now I call you my home. Oh, little city, a place to call my own. Little city, people come and go, but I won't go away, this town is my home. Oh, little city, I won't leave you alone. Some like the lights in New York City, I don't think that they're half as pretty as the moon and the sun that rise up above this little city that I've come to love. Oh, little city for oh so long, called you a prison, now I call you my home. Oh, little city, a place to call my own. Some like the lights in New York City. I don't think that they're half as pretty as the moon and the sun that rise up above this little city that I've come to love. Oh, little city, people come and go, but I won't go away. This town is my home. Oh, little city, I won't leave you alone.
So, do you notice that it's easier to sing your original songs than it is to try to cover other people's songs because you're not trying to sound like anyone else?
Mm-hmm. I think, playing all of my original songs, those always work out a bit better than trying to play someone else's. There are a few songs where I found it, I could step right into the song and, easy as can be. Playing my own music, I know exactly what I want that song to sound like, what emotions are coming from that. I do play a lot of covers, but whenever you just play someone else's song, you really lose the soul of that person's writing.
Well, speaking of doing covers and doing originals, so do you record music, and do you have any releases that are available or possibly coming out?
So a while back, I had put out a demo CD because I do record some stuff on my own with some gear that I had picked up from family. And some stuff that I'm, collecting more and more of, a bit like a hoarder. But
let's hear it for the hoarders.
At the moment, I am working on a solo album, and one of the songs that I played tonight is going to be the title song of that. So the song and the album are going to be called "Little City," which comes from the town that I'm from, St. Michael, and the deep love that I have for the town that I come from, and it won't be out for a few months here, but I'm hoping that by the new year I'll be able to put that out, have it on iTunes, and also be able to sell physical copies.
Well, now that you've moved on, well, I must move on too. I just hope you're happy being